Yo, what's going on YouTube? In today's video, we are dropping the best controller settings for Battlefield 6. There's a ton of options, ton of different menus to go through in Battlefield. It's actually very confusing. And, if your aim feels off or your aim assist doesn't feel too right or the bloom is messing with you, that's okay. We're going to fix all of that today in this video. Real quick, I just want to show you guys my stats just so you can see I'm not a super casual player. I'd like to think of myself as an advanced player in this game and as well in Warzone. We have around a 4.5 KD in Warzone, and we really do spend a lot of time fine-tuning aim and graphic settings and just basically cooking up the best recipe that feels the best when gaming. So we almost got a 3 KD in Battlefield. We already got that red Mastery Elite badge for our SMG, the SGX, which is, in my opinion, one of the best SMGs you can use in the game. And we are level 70. I know I'm a no life, but I do this as my full-time job, so it is what it is. But either way, I think you guys can get some serious value from this, so let's jump right into this. So here's the home screen of Battlefield 6. All you guys want to do is look at the very top. There's play, loadouts, challenges, profile, and then your settings tab. So make sure you're on settings and then go to the controller tab here. And then in the bottom right, it says edit settings. For me, it's Y. If you're on PlayStation, it's probably triangle. And then you want to select the first setting right there at the top, control settings. And then this is where a lot of the magic is going to happen, and we're going to break everything down for you. So for infantry aim sensitivity, mine is at 58. I bounce back and forth from 55 to 60 to really fine tune it, but 58 feels good for me. I know in Warzone, I always played on 11-11 or 10-10. Then they switched the values up. But I basically like to keep the same sensitivity across all the games so I can play consistently. But if you're used to playing like on 6.6 or 7.7, you're probably going to want to turn this down closer to 50. This is all personal at the end of the day and fine-tuned for my liking. But you guys could always copy these settings, and then if something feels a little too quick or a little too slow, you can make micro adjustments. So this one is 58 for me. And then next is your FOV. I've always played on 120. They do say for this game, because the visibility can be a little fuzzy at range, you really want to play around 110. But I've always played on 120. I like it. Just gives you a wider view of your surroundings. So I like it here at 120. And then down here, zoom sense coefficient is at 177. You're going to want to set it to either 170 to 180. I like 177. This is what everyone's been using, at least the high skilled players, and this feels good to me. Infantry aim assist, you always want this on 100. And now this right here, infantry aim assist slowdown, is something that I just found out that was an absolute game changer for me. I love this setting so much. I was wondering why my aim assist was slowing down around the enemy instead of like when I was directly on their body. It was very strange, very strange. I did not like that. So setting this down decreases your aim assist window. It kind of shrinks it a little bit. So that way, when you do go to snap on a target, it stops right on their body instead of stopping on the like edges of their body. You can really notice this when you're, say, spraying down on a few enemies. Say you're on top of a house, there's 3 enemies out in a field. You're picking them off one by one, and when you transfer spray, it makes it very hard to like center on the target. So I really recommend setting this to 60. And you know what? I can even show you guys right now the effects of this. If I crank this all the way up to 100, we can actually go into the firing range real quick, and I can show you what I'm talking about. Okay, guys, so we're in the firing range. We just put that up to 100. And now you can see when I ADS and I go to drag on my target, it starts slowing down like right here. Look how far away I am from my target when it starts to slow down. So again, there's an aim assist window or box around this target. And as soon as you hit that box, that's when your aim assist starts to kick in and really slow down. But look how hard it is to slowly track someone. It's always on the edge of their body. Like I have to force through that aim assist box to get on the center of their chest. It's so annoying. We go back to our settings here, and then right here it is infantry aim assist slowdown. I put mine on 60. You guys can mess with this if you want. You can go lower or higher. You know, you can always go in the gun range and test. But for me personally, I really, really like 60. And again, we can show you guys in the range what that looks like. When we try to drag on this target. See, it's so much better. I'm not fighting that aim assist box, that window. I can slowly get on the target a lot better. I'm not fighting it as much. That way, when I do transfer spray, it's a lot better. It's a lot snappier, and it's just more responsive overall. And this also goes for my snipers out there, especially if you come from Call of Duty and you want to drag scope on a target. Setting that setting to 60 will feel so much better. And I don't even snipe like that, but it definitely improved my sniper shots by a lot. So definitely test that setting and let me know what you guys think about it. I haven't seen anyone else talk about that, and I think it is a game changer. But let's move on to the other settings. Okay, so we're back where we left off. So we're gonna leave that on 60. Infantry aim assist, zoom snap, and leave that at 100. Now this is a big debate right now about what the aim input curve should be at. A lot of people say that you should leave it on this one, BF1, BF4. But personally for me, I've been really liking BF 2042. It feels nice to me. It feels consistent. I really wanted to know what the difference was between all these, because there's a ton, from Bad Company to Linear to BF3 to Standard. And I actually had AI test them all for me, and it came up with a very nice diagram that I'm going to put up on the screen right now. And it shows you which one's the worst and which one's the best. And here you can see all of them in their aim assist strengths. So Standard has high aim assist, BF 2042 has medium, BF5 has medium aim assist as well. BF1/BF4 has medium to high, BF3 medium to low, BFBC2 low, BFBC medium aim assist, and Linear is at low. So what does this mean, and why the heck am I showing you guys this? Well, for one, when people load up this game and they're OG Battlefield fans like myself, they'll try to use these other settings and they'll basically nerf themselves and give themselves less aim assists, putting them at a disadvantage. So basically the ones I would recommend personally that I've tried that feel nice are BF1/BF4, BF 2042, and then even Standard. Especially if you are a new player to Battlefield, that Standard aim assist does have supposedly the highest aim assist strength. So I thought this was really cool how AI broke this down for us. Again, I haven't seen anyone else do this. So if you guys want to take a screenshot of this just so you have it, or send it to a buddy. But yeah, it's definitely helpful seeing this in a full breakdown. So again, for me, I'm going to leave mine on BF 2042 for now. That could change in the future. The stick input acceleration presets, I basically just wanted that off, set to 0. So setting it to BF4, BF3, BFBC. Set that to 0. This is again personal preference. Aim acceleration is when you are aiming and moving your stick, your sensitivity ramps up over time. And I never liked that. I've always liked a consistent sensitivity. That way I'm just more accurate and it feels more natural. So if you do like this, you can change these settings here and then you can mess with this bar. But for me, I like that off completely. And then for movement, all this is pretty much default. It's the same. I haven't really messed with any of that. But right here is another big one that people skip over, is infantry zoom aim sensitivity. So again, it's just when you're ADS, aim down sights on your weapon, and you're tracking people, your sense determines on this bar right here. So again, if you feel like your sense is all over the place, way too high, bring this down. If it's way too slow for you, bring this up. I find that 87 is good for me. And then again, I don't mess with any of the zoom aim sensitivities down here for these specific zooms, but you guys can definitely mess with this if you want. I just leave all this the same. And then everything else is pretty much the same down below. I might have changed the interact and reload to prioritize interact, but I've always used prioritize interact in Warzone. So I just kind of put it on for this and it still feels really good to me. And then scrolling down, all this is pretty much still the same, but we're not done yet. So if you back out of this menu option once, it brings you back here to your infantry, ground vehicles, all that good jazz. If you scroll all the way down, you have these dead zones, and dead zones are a big thing to having a nice snappy responsiveness. So if we click on joystick here, you always want the center dead zone lower around 3 to 4, and then your axial dead zone around 5 to 6. Again, the lower the center dead zone is really the better for you, just so you have less input delay, more responsiveness. You know, it makes your stick very touchy though. So if you don't like it super low, you can always bring it up so it's not super touchy. But you know, at the end of the day, you want that responsiveness. You don't want to feel a ton of delay. And then if we back out of that and we just go one lower right below that to, two lower to controller tuning, we also have more dead zones. Up here at the top, I don't play with vibration, that's off, so I left all that the same. But now we have a left stick dead zone and then a right stick dead zone. So this is where Battlefield just gets a little crazy with all these settings and how you can fine tune everything individually. And I really did think they overcomplicated things. I really hope in the future they fix this and just make it more simplistic. But anyways, for my left stick, which is basically just your movement, again, you want this center dead zone as low as possible. That feels comfortable to you. So mine's at 3, axials at 6. I only got to move my stick a little bit forward to activate the run. And then your right stick is all to do with your aiming. I like mine at 4, but again, If it's, you know, too responsive for you, bring it up in value. If it's not responsive enough, bring it down in value. But this feels good to me. And then right below that are your controller trigger dead zones. You want to make sure that the first one's at 0, second one's at 100. The third option is at 0 and the fourth option is at 100. Again, this makes it so you barely have to push your trigger, and then you can aim down sights or you can shoot your gun quickly. So there's no delays. So if we back out of this once, it'll bring us back to the top of this infantry tab, but right below the infantry is ground vehicles. You're definitely going to want to mess with this as well. So if we select this control settings right here, I've always liked my vehicle settings a little bit lower than my actual infantry settings, just because in the gunner, you know, you're shooting at long range, or sometimes you have to be very precise. And I feel like the slower sensitivity is good. So right now mine's on 50. And if you remember before, my infantry aim was at 58. So this is definitely lower for me. And then for the third person field of view, I have that at 83. Again, it's just more zoomed out so I can see more of my surroundings, which is really nice. Tank aim sense, I left that at 100. Gunner aim sense is at 50. And I'm pretty sure I just left this all the same for there. And now my vehicle aim input curve is set to BF4 and BF1. I've always liked how the tanks felt in Battlefield 4, so I just left this setting like this. But again, you guys can switch around with this, try different things if you liked other Battlefield vehicles and how they felt. But for me, I really liked how BF4 felt. So I have that for the aim input curve and the zoom aim input curve. And then everything else is pretty much the same, guys. Also, one last thing to talk about is the control mapping. So if you select on that right there, you can basically bind your controls to any button on your controller that you want. I know a lot of people use back paddles, whether it's 2 or 4. So I even have 2 extra buttons on the front side of my controller. So if you like playing differently or using different binds, you can fully customize this to your liking. And for all my snipers out there, you can actually customize these settings. So when you're ADS with your sniper, I believe it like auto focuses and auto zeros for you when you have the rangefinder on your gun. But that'll be in another video that we'll talk about later on. But for all my snipers, you're definitely going to want to watch that because it is really, really nice. And then last but not least, if you keep scrolling down, we have transport vehicles, aircrafts, helicopters. Like I said, there's a million settings. You kind of got to be a rocket scientist to learn all this. But again, you can just go through individually and customize them to your liking. You pretty much have a good base though, if you want to go off of your infantry settings and apply that all to your other vehicles, just to get a good feel for it. And then when you want to fine tune it, if some doesn't feel right in game, then you can. Okay, next, let's talk about bloom. So bloom has always been in Battlefield. What bloom is it makes sure bullets fly off in different directions and basically not go exactly where your reticle is aiming. As you can see, when I'm holding down the trigger here, you can see the bullets kind of fly around all over the place. So if this is your first time playing Battlefield, or if you're coming from Call of Duty and trying Battlefield out, this is going to be new to you. This is going to be completely new, and it's really, really annoying to deal with, but there's an easy fix for it, and I'm going to show you that right now. So with a close range target, you can definitely full auto and pretty much hit every shot, but when you really feel bloom is at range. So if I want to full auto this target, obviously you can see the bullets are going to fly all around. I'm not going to hit any shots, even though I'm aiming at him. I did kill him, but it took 80 shots out of 100. Whereas if I just ADS on him and then I tap fire, you can see I kill him a lot quicker, and it only took me 8 bullets. And that is basically the secret sauce. So at range, you always want to burst fire or tap fire your gun, and you'll hit way more shots. You'll be way more accurate, and you won't have to deal with all this. And this goes for every weapon. I am using an LMG right now, but that's just for demonstration purposes. But do this with SMGs, ARs, carbines, other LMGs. You always want to do this at range. And last but not least, I'll give you guys my loadout for the SGX SMG. This thing is an absolute beamer. I love this gun so much. First gun I got to the Elite Mastery. We got the cool camo unlocked for it. This thing absolutely beams close range, medium range, and even long range. It is a really great weapon all around. So for the muzzle, we just got the regular suppressor on it. For the barrel, we got the light barrel. The undergrip is the stubby, 41 round mag, standard ammo, and then I use the 1.50x sight. We've been hitting multiple 20 bombs and 30 bombs with this gun without dying. And as you can see in the range, it absolutely fries. Again, you can use that at range, no problem. Zero recoil. It feels super good. Even at that far distant dummy out there, we can absolutely beam him without a problem. But yeah, if you guys like this video, please hit that like and that sub button. Again, drop comments with any questions or any other recommendations. We're going to be dropping a lot of Battlefield content to this channel, whether it's graphic settings, the best weapon builds, Battle Royale is going to drop here in 9 days. So if you guys want to catch us live on Kick, we're playing Battlefield every single night. We start around 11 p.m. EST. Sometimes we do Warzone, then go to Battlefield. And it would mean a lot to me if you guys would hit the follow over on kick.com/RSSGhost, or you can just search up RSS Ghost on the Kick app. And yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you have a great day, and we'll catch you on the next video.